Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Brookside story. I'm Quinn Schultz, a member here at Brookside Christian Reformed Church in Southeast Grand Rapids, and with me is Meaghan Musch. Meaghan Musch.
Meaghan Musch.
And how do you spell Meaghan?
Oh, Meaghan. I have all of the extra letters.
It's great, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like Schultz, my last name. I got it all there, including an E.
You know, and my mom wanted to name me Elizabeth, which would have been so much easier, but instead it became my middle name.
And Musch is spelled?
Musch, but it's said like a K.
Yeah. So, Meaghan is part of Brookside Story. How long have you been at the church?
As a member or as staff?
As a member and staff.
I joined Brookside officially as a member in 2018. I was pregnant with my first child. My husband and I had been attending regularly as my brother and sister-in-law are members here, and our niece and nephew go here. So we'd been coming to Christmas programs and all kinds of things like that. But I didn't move to Grand Rapids until early 2017. And then I joined staff last October, I think. I think it was October, might have been November. Right towards the end of the year, we had just started the fall programming, so.
And where were you from?
I'm from Ludington originally.
Okay, beautiful Ludington. Wow.
Beautiful
Love
Ludington,
it.
small
Love it
town.
up there, yeah.
Yep.
And so when you say originally, you didn't come here from Ludington. Where were you in the interim?
Well, technically I did, but I've been all over. So I was born in Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
And then we moved to Grand Rapids, and I lived here for like 4 years. And then we moved to Northeast Alabama, a little town called Southside. And then we moved back from there to Ludington, which is where both of my parents had graduated high school and where my grandparents lived. And I lived in Ludington until I graduated high school. Went to Grand Valley, so I moved back to Grand Rapids. I was down here for 4.5 years because I was a winter grad. And then I moved back to Ludington because I didn't know what I wanted to do. My degree is in public nonprofit administration. And so I wasn't sure if I wanted to be in a big nonprofit or a small nonprofit. I really actually thought I wanted to be in public government. So moved back to Ludington, and I lived there from 2010 when I graduated college till 2017 when I moved down here because I was getting married to my now husband. So.
Wow.
So Grand Rapids is like second home. I've been here a few times.
Yeah, but all the different things you've done too and what your degree is in. Were you thinking, this is just a little bit of an excursion here because you're part of Brookside Story.
Yep.
Were you thinking of getting into politics?
No, more like small city government,
Okay.
not necessarily politics. I chose the degree field because I knew down the road I would love every little girl's dream to have like some sort of a rescue or some sort of a nonprofit that worked with children or something like that. But starting nonprofits is very, very hard, and I knew I was not experienced enough for that. So I spent almost 7 years working with my local Habitat for Humanity branch up in Ludington. And then I served on the planning commission up there for 3 years. And then worked actually in the oil and gas field, which was totally off in a different direction.
Yeah.
But it started me down an HR background. So most of my career has been HR.
Wow. Oh, this is interesting.
None of it you knew,
for
sorry.
everybody. No, and it shows you again the vast resources we have in people at Brookside Christian Reformed Church here that we don't think about. So you took a position with us. Tell us a little bit about what that position was, what it's turned into, what you do on a day-to-day basis for the church.
Well, my position is technically the children's ministry specialist coordinator. It's posted a few different places with different titles. My name tag says children's ministry specialist, I think. And I head up all of the children's ministries under 5th grade. So nursery through 5th grade falls under me. Middle school and high school go to Ryan. And that means I am scheduling volunteers, I am setting up programming, I head up anything that's going to involve those children, such as Vacation Bible School. So first year doing that, it's super exciting. Hopefully we're going to get some more of the older, like more traditional children's ministry things back, like our Christmas program, but also we're looking at a lot of fun ways we can maybe grow the children's program, do some things that are different than what we've done in the past. But more than anything, just making sure that our children are really involved in the church and therefore their parents are involved in the church. So,
what a great vision. I love it. Thank you so much for picking it up. I get a sense of your energy, not just because of the size of your coffee cup.
That's water. It's water.
Oh, it's water.
It's a water cup.
Smokes, look at this. But also because of your energy in speaking with me. And
I have to have a lot of energy. I have 3 kids that are I have one that turns 1 in a week and a half. I have one that turns 3 in September and one that just turned 5 in March. So I have to have energy to keep up with them. But if you talk to me about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, I'm ready for bed.
Okay. Thank you for the work you do that makes you so tired that you can sleep well. We appreciate that. We're at a time in Brookside's story, like a lot of churches, post-COVID, kind of rebuilding.
Very much so.
And you're in the midst of that, and you've got some ideas. Along the way, you will need volunteers.
Always need volunteers, and that is anybody basically from middle school on up, middle school, high school. A lot of the times I only get the high schoolers or middle schoolers after they've completed the catechism, so going into high school. But for things like VBS, I can use middle school. Summer programming, when there's not catechism, I can still use middle schoolers, all the way up to adults, because we like to obviously have most of our leader positions filled with adults.
And again, that VBS is Vacation Bible School. Mm-hmm. Now, we're recording this at a time where we're looking ahead, not too far out. We're going to have vacation.
May 28th.
May 28th. We're going to have Vacation Bible School here. Tell us in a general sense what Vacation Bible School is. There are a lot of people who come to churches these days that don't know.
So Vacation Bible School is different than what it was when I was a kid, because I went to my local church when I was growing up for Vacation Bible School. But Brookside does a 5-day Vacation Bible School here at the church starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. Or no, 9:30 to 11, I'm sorry. I will be here at 9 o'clock in the morning. Children don't have to be here. I'm blanking on my hours now.
Don't worry.
I think it's 9 to 11:30.
Okay.
I've got to get it straight in my head. I should have brought paper with me. But it is a lot of singing. It is a lot of Bible stories. We do fun crafts. We do games. We have snack time, which is always a good time with all the kids. But it's a great time for children between the ages of 4 and 10 to come and learn about God and his message in a fun way. You know, not always the most enjoyable sometimes to just sit down and be given a piece of paper and told, this is what we're learning today. But this is a really fun and creative way. This year's theme is VBS Scuba, so under the sea. Scuba. And so it will have characters that are deep sea creatures that will come to life through videos and music, that will sing songs and teach us messages. And we talk about how God is always our friend, and we do things called God sightings, and that's a way for the children to recognize God in their day-to-day life. It's a beautiful experience. My daughter got to go for the first time last year because she had just turned 4 in March, and we still play the VBS music and sing the songs and dance the dances and watch the videos, because it's just something that it's really endearing to the children. They love learning about God. They really do. They just want to do it in a way that's appropriate for children.
Right. Which means multimedia. Use your body, use your voice.
Yep.
And we have had people join Brookside Christian Reformed Church because they've been involved.
Yes.
Parents join because the kids have been involved. So it is also neighborhood outreach.
Yep, it's neighborhood outreach. It's open to anybody in the public. So we do have people from other churches come to our VBS. We have people that come to other churches that use our building that come to VBS. But also just neighborhood kids. Maybe they don't have a home church. Maybe they just kind of attend, they're the Christmas and Easter crowd, but their kids always come to VBS. And this year, our goal is to have the children come back the Sunday after VBS. So anybody who wants to perform a song, we're going to try and do a song. Mike Brandes, Paul, and myself have all talked about how important that would be on Sunday morning to get up there and sing a song.
And that would be a way to invite the parents.
It's a way to invite the parents back into our church to see what Brookside is about, because it is so much about learning about God and having fun, but it's also about getting people in our doors. The staff as a whole, myself included, we all recognize post-COVID, like, we really need to put a focus back on investing in those that aren't just already at our church, but that we could invite to our church and that could join our church. The whole world changed with COVID, not just churches.
Yeah, and a lot of people just stopped being involved in their churches.
Yep.
And they're thinking about.
Or they just decided, you know what, now that everything is available virtually, it's just easier for me.
Easier,
Believe me, I had a baby last summer. We were not in church until that baby was a few months old. So it is a convenience thing, but there's something completely different about being together with your peers, both as adults and peers as children, and learning about God that way. So,
well, you are wonderfully articulate. I used to teach speech classes, and you would have been ideal to have in one of my classes. Well, I appreciate
that. My husband is going to laugh when he hears that, because normally I just stutter. I'm like,
great. Don't listen to husbands. My wife tells me that all the time. So here's a case. We're Brookside Christian Reformed Church, southeast side of Grand Rapids, near 36th and Kalamazoo, and people drive by out here all the time, and they see the sign.
We have
There's a lot of traffic.
Beautiful banner.
And yes, and will people go that extra step to have their kids here, to join Vacation Bible School, to try it out, and then as the parents come and worship with us? We don't know. It's in the Lord's hands, but it's also in our hands.
We're trying to make it as easy as possible.
Make it easy. Encourage people. So if you know of families with young kids, invite them to come. If you're able, help drive them here. And let's make Vacation Bible School every year here at Brookside really something special, both for the children, for the parents, for the families, for the neighborhood, for the community of Grand Rapids. We would really like to see that happen. And you are such a great person. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Meaghan. Joining with us on this to make it happen. And so if you have any questions at all, Meaghan's name will be on the screen here when I put this into production, and people can go to the directory and look up.
And I'm on the staff page at the church's website. If you go to the church's social media, our Facebook, it has a link to the VBS page, because we are, like I said, trying to make it as easy as possible. So we switched to an electronic enrollment this year. So if you are interested or just need more information, you can go to myvbs.org/Brookside CRC, and that has the dates, the times, the ability to register.
Say it again.
myvbs.org/Brookside CRC.
And that's my VBS as in Vacation Bible School.
Yep, and like I said, if you can't find it, it's on our social media, it's on our website. You can email me, you can call me. I'm always down to talk about VBS, and we've got a lot of volunteers already. We are still taking volunteers, as are we taking more children. But this is my first time leading up VBS, so I call myself, even though technically it's supposed to be my ship, I call myself a co-director with Kathy, because Kathy Meaghan has been with Brookside for 50 plus years, and she loves VBS. She's a dynamo. Lives, breathes, and eats VBS from about January on, and God bless her for it, because it's a big task, and we're talking lots of volunteers, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of man hours of planning to make this a success, and we're getting excited.
I remember church that we were at previously, they had estimated they would have something like 60 kids, and they ended up with 80. You never know until the day you start.
And we already have 60 enrolled.
Okay.
And we get a lot leading up in these next few weeks, because school's over now. People have their finalized summer schedules.
And hence the need for volunteers. Even to volunteer and show up. If they don't need you, it's okay. They'll find something for you to do. But you never know how many volunteers you need until that day starts.
Exactly. So, I was working on my big old spreadsheet last night and plugging everybody in, and It's a lot of work, but it's all for the right reason, and that's what makes it easy to do, even though sometimes you want to pull your hair out because things, you want A to go to B to C, and somehow you get A, Q, R, and you're like, wait, something's not right here.
So it's coming up. We'll put the dates here on the screen as well.
June 24th through 28th.
June 24th,
Last week of
28th.
June.
And again, Meaghan, we appreciate all the work that you do for the church. You're a blessing for us. VBS is going to be a blessing, and the other programs you're involved in.
Yep, we're about to kick off summer programming here on June 9th. So.
Yeah, wow, that's great. And thank you. Please join us for worship at Brookside Christian Reformed Church. It's at 10 a.m. on Sundays. We're at the corner of 36th and Kalamazoo. And please come, even come a little bit early and say hello and walk around and see our facility and see the people like Meaghan that are doing just terrific work here on behalf of the Lord, and experience the love of the Lord in worship. We would love to have you with us, so please join us. Thank you so much. Brookside's Story, I'm Quinn Schultz, and I look forward to having you a part of Brookside's Story with the next podcast as well.